Hey everybody, I am at Mid-Ohio in test session mode here, driving an Xfinity car. I'll try to lay down a decent lap, then talk about the line I'm using, the setup, all that stuff. I have ran a 122.6 with this, which I think would be about 5th or 6th place all time. But I also understand that probably not a lot of people run Mid-Ohio online, so there probably haven't been that many laps laid down, which is one of the reasons that I can say that my best would be 5th all time, because there probably haven't been that many laps laid down at Mid-Ohio. But at any rate, I will take it and be happy with it. Mid-Ohio is a tough course, I think. It's a lot easier if you got a decent setup under you and know the line you want to run and everything, but it is definitely a tough course. So let's see if I can get around this tough course in decent fashion here.
That was a great one.
That was a 122.8. That is within a couple of tenths of my all-time best, so I will take it. So let's start talking about the line I am running here. So let's go back here to the beginning. It's a long way around, so I don't want to do it more than once. So, coming across start finish line up through here, you're going up through the gears, you're hitting fourth gear but just touching fourth gear. Just before the end of the pit road wall, I am going to hit the brakes, downshift to third, and I am going to dive down and I'm going to try to catch the pit road exit right road here. I feel like I can save a little bit of time by getting down low here. You want to stay on the left side of these rumble strips. By staying on the left side of these rumble strips, you're shortcutting the corner. You're making it as short around as possible, and hitting the rumble strips will really get the car sideways. So I like to get down here. Um, you're hard on the gas. As soon as you get to the red line, you're going to shift up to fourth gear, and then you're going to come up here and get ready for, I think this is turn 2. And when I get ready for turn 2, the mark I am looking for is that 300 sign there. Just before it, a car length or couple car lengths, whatever before it, I am hitting the brakes hard, and I am basically downshifting 432 about as quick as I can do it. You shouldn't really experience any wheel hop or anything. You ought to be able to get it slowed down. I didn't hit this perfect, but what you want to do is be downshifting 432, getting off the brakes as you're coming into the turn to let it roll. And what you do is you get closer to the corner when you're having to turn, you start easing off the brake pedal, because the car is going to turn a lot easier when you're not on the brakes than if you're on it. What I try to do, and I didn't do it great in the practice lap, is start off high and work my way down to the bottom as I go around the corner. So as I'm going around the corner, I'd like to be coming out of the corner down here, even though I started up real high. And as soon as you can get back on the throttle, and you're really back on the throttle usually back when you're still in the rumble strips, almost when you're just past the apex of the corner, then you're going to be coming out of here. You might be able to downshift to 1 to first gear right before you hit the gas. I usually stay in second just because I'm always afraid I'm going to downshift too early and over rev the engine. But now you're on the big straightaway. I've hit this straightaway in second. I'm hard on the gas. I'm running my way up through the gears. And this is the most high-speed section of the course, and you should be hitting just about the red line in fourth gear when you're coming through here. And my mark is right here where you see this wall, and it goes from close to you to far away. That little change in the structure of the wall there. Right before that, I am getting pretty hard on the brakes. Fourth gear, third gear, second gear. And then something I did not notice when I was racing this the other day, but this is a good mark on the track. About this, I don't know what it is, oil dry, sand, discolored pavement, about here is where you start coming off the brakes. And I don't completely let off the brakes, but what I start doing is from being all the way down as hard as I can go with the brakes, I start easing up as I'm getting into the corner. And then I am completely off the brakes by the time I'm hitting the rumble strips. And again, you want to start off clear up there at the left edge of the pavement coming into the corner, dive down to here. Then you got this little short chute here before your next turn, and I am hard on the gas here. And you want to go up, and then I barely tap the brakes here. If I didn't get off that last corner well, I'm not even touching the brakes at all. But if I've been wide open in second gear through here, I will touch the brakes here about the rumble strips. When you're going through this uphill section, I am rolling. I am not on the gas at all, and I'm trying to get wide to angle down here. Now, I am not on the gas probably until I get completely out of this corner and get the car straightened up, because where you're going up over the crest of a hill, the car gets really light and you will spin out very easily. So what I do here is when I get the car straightened up is when I get back on the gas. And when I get back on the gas, I want to go and I want to be clear out here about where I'm at. You can see the pavement changes color. At the change in color of the pavement is when I am off the gas, and I will touch the brakes a little bit. And this is one of the most critical sections, I think, for making up time, because you can really make up a lot of time on people through here if you hit it right. But what you have to do is touch the brakes there, get the car turned to roll here. When you get it straightened up, now you're second gear and you are wide open through this stretch. So you're going to come down here. I usually early shift here, because if I'm trying to shift coming over the crest of this hill, for some reason the car gets crazy loose. But I am wide open through this section. I did not slow down at all for that little left-hand turn with the overpass on it that says Honda that you can see in the rearview mirror. I'm wide open through here. Like I said, I shift a little early to get into third gear. I'm trying to take these turns and straighten them out as much as I can. About here, I think when I'm about halfway on this this yellow, I don't call them rumble strips, or maybe they are rumble strips. About half the distance of this, when I am the midpoint of this, is when I am hard on the brakes and downshifting to second, because I want to be able to hit this turn here. Again, it's another change in elevation. You're coming over this. I want to be down here in second gear coming over this. When I get the car turned, I can go wide open. I used to have a fear of cresting the hill being wide open, thinking the car was going to get light and slide away from me, but it seems to stick pretty good. So I am in second gear, wide open coming through here. At some point through here, you're going to shift up to third when you hit the red line. I'm coming on the inside of this corner, and when I hit this 300 mark, I am on the brakes, but not real hard. And I usually downshift to second. Sometimes if I feel like I can make it, I don't downshift to second, but I'm downshifting to second, getting over by these rumble strips. And then this is another section where I think you can make up a lot of time. I am going up through here, and about that dip that I just went through, let me back up to see it. About this dip here is where I am slowing down, but I am staying in second gear. You might be able to downshift to first, but I just feel like it's so easy to over rev the engine and have the car spin out on you that I usually stay in second. And then what I am trying to do is I am trying to cut this corner real low and real tight, and when I get the car turned here, I am wide open in second gear through here, cut it close to these rumble strips, come out here, and I'm in third gear usually by the time I hit the start finish line, and that is a lap at Mid-Ohio. So with all that being said, it's a road course. There's always a lot of turns, a lot to talk about. Let's go to the garage. So looking at this setup, this is kind of typical of a road course. I'm running pretty low on the bump and rebound settings just because it seems like that's where the car is comfortable. I usually run a front weight at a road course of 51 to 51 and a half. The left weight and the wedge are about 50% usually because you're turning left and right, and those are things that you adjust when you're only making left-hand turns. The springs, I loosened up the car by going lighter on the front springs to help the car turn. Um, then the rear springs, I went higher than I normally do because it doesn't seem like the cars spin out as easily here as they did in Heat 4. So you can be a little more aggressive with making the car loose without worrying about it spinning out. I think I went down a little bit on the left and right front tire pressures. I should say just the front tire pressure I went down on again in an effort to loosen the car up. Um, I went pretty soft on the front sway bar. I've heard people running like a 1.7 something on the front sway bar on some road courses. I just felt like that was too stiff. This seems like it helps the car turn, but it stays pretty responsive. Um, don't run a rear sway bar. It's an option. Most tracks like your ovals, it's grayed out. You don't even have the option of a rear sway bar. But on the road courses, you can run a rear sway bar, but I chose not to. Didn't feel like the back end was out of control, so I didn't need to rein it in. I am running higher and higher track bars on these road courses in Heat 5 versus Heat 4. In Heat 4, I had these track bars cranked all the way down to 6, as low as they would go, to try to keep the car from spinning out, but they seem to have made the cars more stable, so I can loosen the car up a little bit in the back end by running a little higher track bars. What else? The brake bias. I almost always run 90% at road courses. That's as much as you can run. I feel like more front weight or front brake in the car means you can slow it down with less effort. So I run a heavy brake bias towards the front. The wheel lock is 10 degrees, which is lower than at ovals. That makes it a little more responsive, I think, which is what you need when you're going left or right. And then I adjusted the gearing based on where my shift points are and where I want the RPMs at. You can adjust those to your liking. At road courses, the transmission really helps you slow the car down. You're using those lower gears to slow it down as much as you're using the brakes. So it's important to get gearing you're comfortable with. This is what I was comfortable with. If you don't like it, obviously you can change it, but that's worked for me. That is Mid-Ohio. It was a long video, but with all those turns, there's a lot to talk about there. Hope this was helpful to you. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for all the support. Really means a great deal to me when I see likes on videos and subscriber count increasing. So do me a huge favor, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Hope you guys have a great day and hope this setup takes a really, really tough course and turns it into something fun to drive.